This week on the Hooters Tour with Lee Moore and Kim Briel.
Magnolia Point Country Club at Green Cove Springs, Florida. It's this week's stop for America's most exciting pro golf tour, the Hooters Tour. 168 players from across the country and around the world here to compete for the $100,000 in prize money and the $15,000 first prize. Green Cove Springs. It's situated just south of Jacksonville and next door to Orange Park. It's the third trip into this Mark McCumber designed layout, and the citizens in Green Cove Springs take a lot of pride in hosting a Hooters Tour event. And just the other day, the community was in the national news when its U.S. Junior Barefoot Water Ski team won the first annual Junior World Championship in a 9-nation competition held up in Ohio. And while the kids made some news, citizens of this community have a lot of points of pride. They're proud of the neat and tidy buildings in the downtown business district and the splendid educational system of Clay County. And they have joined friends and neighbors in cheering for one of the newest members of the National Football League, the Jacksonville Jaguars. But this week, for 72 holes of the WAWS Fox 30 Hooters Classic, it's golf and the world's best young talent, the Hooters Tour. Hello, everybody. I'm Lee Moore.
And I'm Kim Briel. Lee, our third trip here to Magnolia Point in Orange Park, Florida, just outside of Jacksonville.
Yeah, this is a great area. There's a lot of growth here, and they got the Jacksonville Jaguars, but we don't want to give away too much about what we're going to talk about coming up. Stick around.
300 eagles, 3,000 birdies, but no owls. It's the Hooters Tour. Lee and Kim will be right back with highlights featuring some of the best young golf professionals in the world.
Hey, want to spice up your wardrobe without spending a fortune? Hooters has just what you're looking for.
That's right. Just call 1-800-961-2231 and order some terrific Hooters merchandise.
Like shirts, hats, sweats, sunglasses, and more. Hey, are you a race fan?
Call 1-800-961-2231 for great Hooters racing apparel.
And to really make your life complete, there's the Hooters golf bag, umbrella, flying disc, even a subscription to Hooters magazine.
Call 1-800-961-2231 today.
If you take fresh eggs, cream, and right off the farm fresh vegetables, add pure vegetable oil, red wine vinegar, natural honey, herbs and spices, and maybe generous amounts of aged blue cheese in just the right portions, blended under refrigeration to the peak of perfection, you'd know why we call our products naturally fresh.
We blended nature's best naturally.
As is normal for the Hooters Tour, we have a lot of early week activities.
Yeah, the guys got in some practice rounds on Monday and Tuesday, danced between the raindrops, and then we had the Pro-Am, and also we had a junior clinic. Let's check out early week. Early on, it's fun time, and the Hooters Tour underlines fun Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Now there's plenty of practice rounds, and then the youngsters meet the pros at our weekly session. That's better known as the junior clinic. There are a number of ways that the Hooters Tour makes sure that they leave impressions and knowledge in the community, and the Junior Clinic is one of those. Kevin Kraft was one of our Hooters Pro helpers this week, and thanks to Kevin. The Wednesday Pro-Am has a full field, and the weatherman's going to cooperate fully. The teams were playing a format that called for 2 scores, low net and low gross. The pros were happy to help, and Todd Behringer's team won it all when they scored a 119 total. The Burkhart brothers captured that title. There's Peter, Stephen, Brooks, and Marion. Congratulations to those guys. The low pro was Lan Gooch of Houston, Mississippi. Lan shot a 5 under par 67. Coming in second with a 68 was Bill Heffley.
Magnolia Point, 6,700 yards of tough golf. It was designed by Mark McCumber, head golf professional Jeff Harris.
Hi, this is Jeff Harris at Magnolia Point Golf and Country Club. Welcome back to the Hooters Jordan Golf Tour for the Fox 30 WAWS Classic. We're going to outline a few of the key holes the players will encounter this week. That begins with the first hole, 456-yard par 4 dogleg left. With a good tee shot, the player's going to be left with a long to a middle iron. The next tough hole that they encounter on the front nine will include the fifth hole, which is a 428-yard par 4. Requires a very straight tee shot into a very well-guarded landing area. And then the approach shot left to the green to a very undulating green, well-guarded by bunkers. When they reach the back nine, the number 10 hole, another dogleg left, par 4, playing 410, requires a very demanding tee shot, then to a rather small green for the length of hole. When they reach the 14th hole, the par 3, playing only 180 or less, a very small green guarded by a creek in front. This is going to be a shot that requires pinpoint accuracy, and with a little wind kicking up, should give them something to think about. They'll finish up the golf course on the par 4 18th at 400 yards. Requires a very tight tee shot into about a 30-yard wide landing area, and then an approach of 150 to 170 probably into the green, into an undulating and very fast green to finish off the golf tournament.
Since this tour is all about young men breaking into the professional ranks and featuring the best young players in America, Chip Spratlin was the latest. Chip Spratlin, the #1 player at the NCAA tournament this year, launched his pro career this week on the Hooters Tour. Spratlin, an Auburn graduate, played his way through the NCAAs, knocking off the likes of Tiger Woods of Stanford.
Tiger, wherever he goes, does get the publicity, and the people do come out and watch him play. Fortunate enough to play with him a couple of times this spring, and had a really good gallery for a college tournament, and that was a lot of fun. But he's a great player. He's proved it by winning 2 U.S. amateurs, and they like to watch him play. But
And how about the competition on the Hooters Tour and the pro ranks in general, Chip?
in amateur events, the competition is good, but it's not as deep. And in the professionals, everybody can shoot very well, and the competition's a lot stronger.
Keep an eye on Chip Spratlin. He's a star of the future, getting his start right here on the Hooters Tour.
When it comes to running a professional golf tournament, here on the Hooters Tour, the #1 man has to be tournament director Cliff Calvert.
Cliff Calvert spends most of his tournament week dealing with players, running a computer, and watching a weather machine. It's all part of being the tournament director.
There's very little difference out here right now, Lee, as far as our pre-tournament setup and registration, those kind of things. Players know they come in now for the entire week of activities for a Hooters Tour event. They know they have to check in with each tournament. They know how they're going to be paired. It's based on their playability, how they've done on the official earnings list for the year, so they have an idea. They'll know who they'll be playing with to a degree. So a lot of things are already, it's very regimented as far as what the players are used to, because it's what they have to get used to on any level that's going to make them higher with the PGA Tour.
Actually, for Cliff, Monday through Wednesday are the toughest times.
Well, basically Thursday through Sunday, what we're looking for is a very smooth and running event, making sure our volunteers are all in the appropriate places, be it spotters, scorers, starters, that the players are on the tee on time, and if they're moving around the golf course in a pace which is acceptable to the tour. One slow group early in the day can create that domino effect throughout the rest of the day, causing lots of problems. So pace of play and making sure everything runs at an even keel throughout the day is our biggest concern.
Obviously, scoring is the single most important activity that occurs Thursday through Sunday.
We have a very good scoring system we've established through our volunteers in the scoring tent, getting the score on our master scoreboard on the command center, and then transposing those into the computer so we can get the scores out promptly to all the media.
And Sunday for Cliff and the rest of the staff is payday of sorts.
Sunday is everything comes to a comes to a close as far as, you know, everything involved. The tournament itself, getting everything established with a course that, you know, everyone's happy when we leave. But for the players, of course, they're looking for, you know, it's payday for them. So we have to set up our check writing to get all the money distributed, all 100,000 every Sunday afternoon.
When we return, we're going to show you what happened early in the week in this golf tournament. Also, since there's plenty of rain in the area, that means plenty of water. And we got a feature about some of the world's best young barefoot skiers from right here.
This week on the Hooters Tour is brought to you in part by Hooters Restaurants, delightfully tacky yet unrefined.
A lot of the great shots happened early in the week.
Magnolia Point's going to play long this week due to some heavy rains before and during the action. The greens are going to stay good and firm, and shot making is going to get some good rewards. Early in the week, for example, here's a look at the par 4 8th hole. Bo Fennell of Statesboro, Georgia is going to get one of our Naturally Fresh Shot of the Day awards. Bo picks up a birdie with this putt. Kevin Kemp's going to get the same number at number 8. Fennell finishes his first 18 with an even par 72, while Kemp records a 2-under 70. Pat McCormick is back after a long layoff. The Minnesota product is going to get his par here, but he's a bit rusty. He's going to post a 75 and be in danger of not making the field for Saturday and Sunday. Lincoln Blackman of Lincoln, Nebraska shows some nice work from the rough at number 8. This is going to lead to a birdie 3, but still, Lincoln's 6-over score is going to make getting in under the cut line very difficult for him. Kim Rogers of Mooresville, North Carolina shows how to play a bunker shot at number 9. Good move here, Kim. He's 1 over on Thursday. Michael Emery of Canton, Ohio is en route to a 4-under par 68. And at hole number 6, with this birdie, Mike makes it look easy. And the guy who made it look easiest on the first day of play, 48-year-old Walter Hall. He gets our Naturally Fresh $250 award for the low round of the day. Good move on the 66 there, Walter.
That's great. I mean, when you play one round and get $250, and my sponsors as well as Walter Hall will enjoy that quite a bit.
The second day of activity here produced some interesting scores. More noticeably, a guy goes from 75 to 65.
In between delays caused by Mother Nature, we were able to capture a few good shots of the day. Rob McKelvey, last week's runner-up of the BB&T Granddaddy Classic, makes this shot of the day on the par 3 second hole. Rob Bolt of Walnut Creek, California, also made the club work on hole number 2. This, his first birdie of the day on his way to a 3-under par round, 69. And our final shot of the day comes from the bag of Bob Matisse of Jacksonville, Florida. Also hole number 2. Bob gets this one close enough, and this birdie was one of the few highlights for Bob today. A 75, disappointing after a first round 66. He'll make it to the weekend at -3, and the Naturally Fresh low round of the day goes to Spike McRoy of Huntsville, Alabama with a 65.
Par 10, 11, equal 12, birdie 13. Birdied 1, 3, 5, 7 and 8. So.
The shot of the week, though, on Saturday. How about this eagle putt by Robert Dameron? This bottoms out, and he'll finish at -6. When I think about Florida, I think about Cypress Gardens, I think about water skiing, and in particular, barefoot skiing.
Yeah, that's a unique kind of skiing, and this year, for the first time, they had the World's Championships up in a little town called Piqua, Ohio. And the best water skiers in the world are from right here, and they practice just a 7-iron away from here. So we're going to meet some people that are interesting and some people that have just come back from a World's Championship.
The team is where you have 5 skiers, 4 skiers and an alternate that get together and they ski for a team medal. That means if you get a certain overall points or whatever, that goes towards the team medal. And I did pretty good, put in a slalom overall score and a jump overall score to help the team win.
Yes, I brought back the overall for the girls division. I was really shocked at it. I didn't expect that I was going to get it, but I'm really happy to have it.
Skiing is just basically, skiing is for your own benefit. There is no cash rewards. You may have 1 or 2 tournaments that are cash rewarded, but most of the tournaments do not pay anything. So we are out here doing this just for the goodness of skiing and just to have a good time in general.
When we come back, we'll have the final 2 rounds of action and we'll crown a champion.
This week on the Hooters Tour is brought to you in part by Bud Light, won't fill you up and never let you down, and by Naturally Fresh Foods, preservative-free salad dressings, sauces, and dips.
Oh my gosh, it's a little chimp.
Oh, he looks like a little person.
They're really not.
Look how smart he is.
They're not very intelligent, honey. They're dopey.
Look at him.
We have a dummy on our hood. Oh, where's he going?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
And now, Valley of the Apes.
Hey, you! Why are you sitting at home watching Hooters sports on TV? Why aren't you at Hooters? If you were at Hooters right now, you could be enjoying Hooters' nearly world-famous chicken wings. And other great stuff served up by the Hooters girls. And watching Hooters sports at Hooters is a lot more fun than sitting there by yourself. See? Now get up off that couch and go to Hooters. Here, let me help you get started. You're not still sitting there, are you?
After 36 holes of play, your leaders are Jack O'Keefe and Robert Dameron at -9.
Saturday's going to be a long day. Some players trying to complete the second round and then playing as many as 28 holes. Jeff Thorson is playing in front of the home crowd. He's going to get in position for Sunday's final round. Jeff fires a 3-under par 69. He stands at 9 under par or 2 off the lead. Chris Stutz of Tempe, Arizona sits at 206. And that's -10. Chris shoots a 2-under 70 after rounds of 68-68. Jack O'Keefe of Little Rock, Arkansas, the tour's leading money winner and 2-time champion already this year, is sitting just 1 shot back heading into Sunday. A disappointing 71 today, but we're going to look for Jack to really work hard on winning his 3rd tournament of the year. To do so, he's going to have to try and beat out a former college teammate, Dean Pappas of Fayetteville, Arkansas. Pappas, a strong player who hits the ball a long way, birdied the final hole to take the #1 spot on the leaderboard. Now, a couple of other players who could come from back in the pack are Charlie Whittington and Gary Emmons. Here, Whittington makes a birdie 4 on hole number 12. That's going to move Charlie to 8 under par, where he eventually finished the day. Emmons also birdies at 12. His birdie put him at 11 under par, but Gary lost 2 shots to par coming in. The naturally fresh low round of the day is going to be shared by a couple of players, Joe Gutterman and Mike Foster with 67s.
It was real good. I went out in the first 9 holes, I was 4 under. And this last night I made a birdie coming in to get back to 5 under for the day. And it was really a nice day for me, and naturally fresh makes it even better.
After 3 rounds of play, here's the leaderboard. Dean Pappas again at minus 11. 1 stroke back, a couple of guys, Jack O'Keefe and Chris Stutz. Then it's Jeff Thorson and Gary Emmons with 9 under par scores. At 8 under, 3 guys, Dave Schreier, Charlie Whittington, and Kenny Matisse. While former University of Arkansas golfer Jack O'Keefe shared the lead after 2 rounds, another former University of Arkansas golfer has the lead going to the final round. Dean Pappas is 11 under par.
Final round action at the WAWS Fox 30 Classic at Magnolia Point. Dean Pappas on top at minus 11. Pappas will get it to 12 under on the par 5 4th hole. Dean will post a 1 under par 71, earning him $6,750. The storyline began for Chris Stutz at hole number 4. This birdie moved Stutz to minus 7. That was his first birdie of the day. By hole number 10, Jeff Thorson of Jacksonville, Florida made things interesting. While Pappas and Jack O'Keefe were silent, Thorson drains this birdie to go to 11 under par. That was the first of 3 in a row. After a birdie at 11, Thorson takes it 1 deeper at the par 5 12th hole. At 13 under par, Jeff was in sole possession of the lead. Stutz was still hunting though. He too birdies 12 and is trailing by 1 at 12 under par. This long putt for birdie on the par 3 14th hole gets the match even. After this great wedge shot at 15, Stutz makes yet another birdie, moving him to 14 under par and the lead, while Thorson chunks one in the pond. It's a 3-stroke swing with 3 holes to play. Stutz seals the victory with this shot coming into the final hole. He needs a 2-putt to win. He'll make it on the first try.
I just had a game plan on each hole. Just tried, to stick to it no matter what. For instance, on 17, I was going to the middle of the green, no matter if I was 1 or 2 down, because I knew you could still make a putt. And I just had a game plan, and I stuck to it, and it worked out.
The final leaderboard cashes $15,000 to Chris Stutz of Tempe, Arizona. Hicks Melanson of Marietta, Georgia, posted a 66 today to share second place with Dean Pappas. Kyle Flinton earned the $250 Naturally Fresh Low Round of the Day award with a 65. He's in 4th along with Scott Gardner and Kenny Matisse. Emmons, Schreier, and Thorson share 7th. This week's Jackaroo Player of the Week is Corey Bowman, a young man out of Springfield, Missouri, who is most proud of his academic and athletic achievements. Time management, he says, was the key.
Corey Bowman seems to have the complete package to move to the next level of professional golf. He's very talented, bright, articulate, and for a guy who's only been a professional a little over a year, he's certainly made a lot of progress this year on the Hooters Tour. Golf for the Springfield, Missouri resident began when his parents started letting him spend the days of summer playing with friends at the country club.
My parents moved when I was 8 years old, and actually the first people that I became friends with played golf. And after my father introduced it to me, then I pretty much started playing every day from about 8 or 9 years old on.
Corey played on his high school team back in Springfield. He won and played well along the way. Then got a golf scholarship to Baylor University.
Yeah, I did. I got a small scholarship right out of high school. I never was a AJGA type of player. I never traveled or really even had the desire to travel to these places. I was kind of a small town Missouri boy, and that made it hard for me to get recruited as coming from a high school, and especially north. The colleges that I see, looking back, I see the colleges don't really go north to recruit. They do their AJGA magazine, and then they look for people in the South.
And while at the Southwest Conference School, there were honors and awards.
The first team All-Southwest Conference was an All-American, and was an academic All-American and academic All-Southwest Conference, which was a goal of mine, and I was pretty proud of too.
The honors were not limited to golf for Corey, as he mentioned. This son of a school district superintendent who also was the number 2 man in education in the state of Missouri was an A student in the business school while at Baylor. So how about the next step for Corey? The PGA Tour School next month.
I'm not fearful at all because I think I can compete with pretty much anybody in the mini tour ranks right now. And I'm looking forward to qualifying school. It's definitely a pressure-packed situation, but you got to go into it with a very open mind, and you got to be peaking at the right time.
Corey Bowman, truly one of the bright young lions on the Hooters Tour.
When we come back, Lee, one guy misses the cut, and it changes things in the Naturally Fresh Points Championship race.
That's exactly right. We're at that point in the season where every event, every finish is important. Jack O'Keefe's on top, but Jack's nervous.
This week on the Hooters Tour is brought to you in part by Jackaroo Barbecue Sauce, a big taste from a big place.
My barbecue sauce has the big, bold taste that really makes barbecue taste great. Barbecue sauce.
That's not barbecue sauce. This is barbecue sauce.
Jackaroo Barbecue Sauce. Big taste from a big place.
Currently, Jack O'Keefe has better than a 200-point lead in that Naturally Fresh Points race.
Sounds familiar. Last year, with 2 tournaments to go, Andrew Morse had a 195-point lead and lost out to Ricky Smallridge.
A nice young man. It's hard to believe that he's nervous with the caliber of play that he has displayed this year.
Yeah, and he's won almost $250,000 as we stand here from swinging a golf club since last September. But I think one of the reasons Jack O'Keefe is great is because he takes nothing for granted, and he makes sure every week, every shot.
That's right. And it's been a fantastic week here. I love Magnolia Point and got to love the plants, and the weather, unfortunately, wasn't the greatest this week.
Well, it's the tour of weather. Whatever you want, from Texas's heat and rain down there to the dry and the heat when we got on into the season, and now it's more rain. So anyway, Jeff Harris and all the people out here, we want to thank very much for again hosting us at Magnolia Point, a beautiful place. And Kim and I are going to see you next week right here on This Week on the Hooters Tour.